Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and you know what? We learn. I actually watched numbers a little bit, and we did a few of these clutch update videos. I don't know how they're all going to do, but the first we put up, you guys seem to really enjoy watching that. So I thought to myself, you know, give the people what they want. That's what, you know, that's what we should do. So we're going to do more of them. You're going to see all the babies. Apparently we should get back to that. You guys like that, so we're going to do it. Do me a favor before we get to showing babies, and yes, I know everybody gets tired of this, but it does apparently help the algorithm if you click like. So click like so more people get to find us and I can annoy the rest of America. Hit subscribe so I can annoy you at least twice a week. That'd be great. And then if you don't find me so annoying and you kind of like a nice ball python community that's not full of a bunch of trolls like Facebook, feel free to come on over and check out our Patreon. Now with that, let's go ahead and show you some babies. First, let me tell you about the pairing we're going to be sharing today. This is what we call clutch number 3 of the year. Okay, I'll be honest. I screwed up my numbering system this year, so clutch number 1 doesn't exist. It's because I didn't label the last clutch from last year, so that's actually clutch 1 for this year, because it's never labeled it. So it does exist, but not from 2021. Clutch number 2 is carpet pythons. We'll update them eventually, but I want to get them a little more size first. So this is clutch number 3, which is actually the second clutch laid this year. Now, if you're as confused as I am, that's good. What you think about it, I'm going to go grab a baby. So what was the pairing? I guess that would be important to start with. Well, the pairing in this case was, oh, and of course, the first baby I grab is going to be totally in shed, was a Lemon Blast scaleless head paired to a bumblebee. So, of course, we're looking for a killer spinner blast scaleless head. This one's been playing in the dirt, and it's in shed, so it is not a killer spinner blast scaleless head. As a matter of fact, it's not anything blast, nor is it a scaleless head. You can see all the scales appear to be there, right? But what it is this is a nice spinner. So the way you can tell a spinner versus a pinstripe is a couple things. One, look how much white is in the sides here. It's a little pissy since it's in shed. That's the spider influence. Plus the lines on the pin are much more broken and much skinnier. They're typically not more than about a scale wide. So it really thins all that down and you get this really cool animal. So anyway, that's the first one I want to show you, just a little spinner. Believe it or not, this was the first time in my career, dating back to, I think our first clutch hatched out, well, we had that shit show in 14. I believe 15 was the first time I ever hatched any ball pythons. And I was working with Spider from the word go. This is the first time in all those years I've ever made a spinner. So yay me, we made our first spinners. It's like one of the oldest 2-gene combos there are. But I'm really happy to have made it. So let me calm you right down. A little stiff. Put that one back up. There you go, little one. Cranky pants. Let me come over here. And you're saying, well, that's not a lot of fun, showing us a snake in shed. And I would tend to agree. That's not, you know, how we really want to handle, I'll need this later, how we really want to handle all of our business. So I thought for the next one, I would show you a spinner not in shed. So same snake, it's not in shed. Again, you're going to see a lot of nice coloration here. Still not a spinner blast. This is just a straight spinner. A spinner blast would have a lot more yellow. You would really be able to tell that. But they do come out looking really nice. And again, because I'm talking about, it's not really more than 1 scale thick going through those lines for the most part. Very, very tight pinstriping. And these have got a little age on them already. So as you can see, they're actually over 100 grams. So they are ready for me to start posting on Patreon here really soon for sale, which will be kind of awesome. So I get some of those 21s out there with the last of the 20s and just keep that ball rolling on keeping snakes available. So I'm really excited about that. But they've done wonderful. This whole clutch has just eaten like crazy. Been amazing. So let me put this one back. And you're probably going to say now, okay, Matt, this has been great, but can you show me something that's not a spinner? And I would say to you, I guess I can do that. Come here, little one. Now, one of the first snakes I ever hatched out in my career was a bumblebee. And if you've never seen baby bumblebees, they are phenomenal. To me, this is still one of the prettiest things you're going to hatch in a simple 2-gene combo. Anybody can make one of these. Yes, I know the spider gets all the bad knock, etc., etc., etc. I get it. But look at this animal. See how well it's actually doing. And this is a straight bumblebee. This is not a killer. The color is phenomenal on it. Probably one of the nicer bees I've actually made, I think. Has a little more spotting than I personally like, but not a big deal. Pretty good pattern overall. Just gorgeous. If it was a killer, you would see this to be a lot more blushed out. The fact that this is all nice and dark black means it is not a killer. It is just a straight bumblebee, although the head is very nice. Put this thing on the scale. You can see how stiff it is. I'm going to point something else out in a minute. It's right at 92 grams. So again, just like I said, these are just getting up size, get ready to go. Even though this thing is a little bit like, why am I out of my cage, and sizing this up a little bit, which is normal because these aren't my pets. They don't get like played with every day. As you can see, it's still not showing any signs of major wobble. It's phenomenal. So is wobble there in a spider? Of course, it's in all spiders or spinners in a spider gene, but it's not loop-de-loop, and even though it's got a little stress on it right now. So this is going to make somebody a really good spider. Don't bite me. Come on, tuck the head in for me. There you go. So we're just trying to change its behavior a little bit right now, so I can put it back and go get you guys something else. Kurt, what do you think of these baby bumblebees?
They're cool.
They're cool. You can't hear anybody say they're cool. For 2 words for Kurt, man of many words. So we took his breath away and made him almost speechless with this. They do, though, really. Honestly, they're one of my favorite things to still see crawl out of an egg. You know, they don't hold the color, you know, perfectly or anything like that. But, oh, man, I'm losing my zip tie things. And you want to bite me, too. So let's not do that. So this one actually just shed. And this does not have spider, does not have pastel, does not have pin. But if you look at that nose, it is an extremely nice example of a scaleless head. So you can really see that big patch of missing scales. Everything else is kind of microed down there, and like all the way through. That's really, really what you're looking for in a scaleless head. Doesn't get much better than that. We'll stick him up here, and you'll see he's probably going to be in that 90 gram range too. Yes, he is. So this, we only hit 2 scaleless heads in the entire clutch, and this is one of them. We had 6 eggs and 1 slug. We hatched all 6 babies out, so if you're keeping score, you're going to see every viable egg hatched a live perfect baby. Good start to the year right there. Ready to go back? So we'll put this one back. Come over here. Now this is the smallest one of the bunch, so I'm going to just take you a little longer to get rolling really good, but it is eating fine. And this is a lemon blast. So not a killer blast, just a straight lemon blast. So you've got pastel in there, and you've also got pinstripe in there. Nothing else going on, just those 2 genes. But they make for a really nice combo. A lot of people really dig these. You know, kind of whatever you like. But they are pretty nice. Let me try to boop. Put this one on the scale if I can. And as you can see, it's a little smaller than its brothers and sisters. So this one was one of the smallest of the eggs. It just took a little while to get started and really start doing well. So it's going to take a little bit longer before it's available. It won't make the first list of the year by far. For those of you that don't know, I kind of like things to be a minimum of 80 grams before I even think about selling them, just because shipping is stressful. I want them to be on a good start. So a snake this size, I would never ship. And I would recommend that for you too, if you're going to be breeding or selling. You know, don't ship things at this weight. I wouldn't take this to a show yet. I don't want to put that much stress on it. I want to get it to at least that 80 gram mark. In a perfect world, 100 grams is even better, which usually most of ours are. So just take your time, be patient. And if you go to a show or you have a snake shipped to you and it comes this size, I would start to question if that's the person I want to always do business with. Now, you may have a guy who says, hey, look, it's not very big, it's doing this and this and this. He's up front with you, and then you make that choice. Man, that's on you, and good on him for being up front. But they tell you, oh, yeah, it's great, it's doing great, boom, boom, boom. They ship you a 50 gram snake. I would be questioning if that's the right person to be buying from all the time. So that's just me, though. Come on, little buddy. And now, one more, right? I got one more for you. It's over here in my special rack. That means they'll never see the sales light of day. This one also has just shed. And this one is everything. So what you're looking at here is a killer spinner. So it is a super pastel spider pinstripe. And if Kurt can zoom in on the head, it's going to be a little difficult to see because the head is so light anyway. It is also a scaleless head. It's also a female. So this went in my pocket. We're not going to be getting rid of this one at all. Now, as you can see, it's doing well on size, 91. So you had, out of 6 snakes, I think, what was 2 of them over 100, 3 of them were in the 90 range. Or no, sorry, 2 were over 100, 3 are in the 90 range. And there's that 58 gram one kind of holding back behind. But really beautiful snake. I really do dig the colors and the pattern on this thing. Flip it that way so you can kind of see it. Just really awesome. And again, we went from never hatching a spinner to getting 3 different types of spinners in one clutch. So 2 spinners and then this spinner killer blast, whatever we're going to call it, scaleless head female. So for gene count too, if we're talking about that, you got scaleless head, spider, pastel, pinstripe, and an extra pastel. So pastel, pastel, spider, spinner, or spider, pinstripe, scaleless head. So you could call it a 5 gene or a 4 gene with a super. So basically it's got heterozygous for 3 genes and homozygous for 1, which is really awesome. They're going to make a powerful breeder. Kurt, anything you want to add about these or any questions you have about this particular set of babies?
So this is our first ball python set of eggs this year?
Yes, even though it's listed as number 3, this would be our first babies of the year. And they were laid pretty early in the season. So they were laid back in April. So that's why you're seeing a lot of them having some good size. And the one struggle bus one, you know. You're going to have a few struggle buses throughout the year. You just will. But that thing, I mean, it's eating. There's no food left in it. So it's going to be just fine. It just started off smaller, so it takes a little while to catch up. But yes, this is our first ball python clutch of the year. If you guys like seeing these, we'll show you all of them as we go through. That's going to take up about a lot of our videos. But that's good because it makes it easier to think of content if I can just show you babies, you know. But it's kind of the way it works. Anything else, Kurt?
No.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're going to slip over to Patreon, talk a little bit more about these and our plans, and we will catch you all next time.